Hi Virgo, welcome to your love reading for September 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you, and as you can see, you had quite a few jumping cards, probably more jumping cards than any of the other signs. There's also a synchronicity I want you to see at the bottom of the two decks that you see, and I also have a channeled message for you. Okay, so let's look at these cards first. You had the Three of Wands. This card jumped right away. The Three of Wands, Seven of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Let's look at these first. So what I see here, it almost reads like a story. Mind you, these are just the jumping cards. I'm going to put them back in the deck in a minute, and we'll see if any of them come up again. This is kind of like, waiting, maybe even thinking of like, what's the perfect timing to act on something? What's the perfect timing to reach out to someone? Because here's the reaching out. This is communication. And then there's confusion. Maybe you're waiting for something. Maybe you're waiting for someone to contact you. You're waiting for someone to reach out to you. Or you're wanting to reach out to someone. There's a lot of confusion here. I did hear when I was shuffling this deck, where it came from, when I was shuffling it, I heard the words, heck no. Like, you might be thinking, like, right now, like, no, like, I'm not going to reach out to this person. Or someone else might be thinking this about you, like, heck no, I'm not going to reach out to them because they're not going to want to talk to me, or they won't forgive me. I just see a lot of confusion around communication, maybe a lot of emotions, and trying to think of, like, what's the right timing to do this. But this is more of, like, trying to push it into, like, the future. Like, I would do this eventually, but not now. The other card that jumped from the other deck is Death. It's time for a big change. This indecision and putting things off, it has to come to an end. The Death card is about an ending and a new beginning. There's a big transformation coming in your love life, but it's almost like someone's putting this off. Like, there's a lot of indecision and thinking like there will be better timing for all this. I heard the words heck no. Now I want to show you what's at the bottom of these decks. You have the Ace of Cups here. I always find that what is at the bottom of the decks is somehow relevant to the rest of the reading. And the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords, I mean, this is the breakup card, the divorce card, a card of pain and heartache. And then you have the Ace of Cups, which is a new beginning, a new relationship. So perhaps, there's been a breakup. Maybe that's why I heard heck no. Like, heck no, I'm not going to reach out to them. Or heck no, I'm not going to try again. There is a new beginning, a new relationship, a rekindling after being hurt. Or it could be that maybe you were hurt by someone else. For some of you, this may not be about the same person. Someone may have broken your heart, and you think, heck no, I'm not going to try again with someone else. There will be a new beginning for you. There will be a new relationship. Okay, so this is not even your reading. These are just jumping cards. I guess the cards have a lot of messages for the sign of Virgo. So I'm going to put them back. We'll see if any of these come up again. Okay, so this is the love reading for the sign of Virgo for September 2018. Nine of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for September. Four of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Virgo. Two of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Virgo. Judgment. Love reading for the sign of Virgo. There's a Three of Swords again. Love reading for the sign of Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune. Four of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Virgo. Here's the Ace of Cups again. And the Five of Swords. Okay, interesting reading. What's the most important message that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for September 2018? Waiting. Interesting, because you did have the Three of Wands. That was the very first card that jumped when I was properly shuffling. Now you have the Two of Wands. Both of these cards are about delays and waiting. So it just seems like your love life is on hold right now. For some of you, it could be because of you're postponing something, or your partner is. We'll come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's start with the first row. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, this is about you as a person. This is about This is about material things. I'm just kind of looking at what's the other cards that you have there. You've got the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. For some of you, I mean, it could, I feel like for some of you, this is about your partner. Because I felt like somebody's holding back, like kind of trying to push things like in the future. Like later on, I'll work on this relationship, or later on, I will reach out to this person. Someone is wanting to resist change here with the Four of Pentacles. Someone's trying to kind of hold on to the way things are. The Four of Pentacles is just trying to stay in your safe place. Maybe your partner feels that somehow like the relationship, your relationship or your marriage takes away from their own, you know, kind of personal strength here with the Nine of Pentacles. Because this is about someone's self-worth. We'll see if I get a different message about this, but I feel like for some of you, this is where your partner is. Because the Two of Pentacles on the other side, this just shows that there's a lot of, when it comes to your love life, it just seems like everything's up in the air. The Two of Pentacles is just like wishy-washy, scattered energy. Everything's up in the air. And it could be because your partner is putting themselves first. But then again, it could be that you need to put yourself first. Hard to say in a general reading what this is about. But I feel like for some of you, your partner is putting themselves first. You know, their success, maybe their career. The Four of Pentacles, that really stubborn energy of resisting change. And that's keeping everything up in the air with the Two of Pentacles. It's not giving you any sense of stability. This is scattered energy. Now, the second row here, Judgment, the Three of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. You've got two major arcanas here, Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune, with heartache in the middle. And, you know, this was at the bottom of the deck. That's why I wanted to show it to you. And here it is again. So it is significant. So for some of you, this is a breakup, perhaps, that happened. A breakup or a divorce or movement towards a divorce. There's going to be, I mean, this is a loud message for you. Where you are hurting, where somebody broke up with you, let you down, there is a new beginning around this. The Judgment card, this is the card. I just did a reading for Leo, and they also had this card. This is the card that you want to see when you're hoping to reconnect with someone, because this means a second chance. A relationship rising from the ashes, where you were deeply hurt, you were abandoned in some way. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is change for the better. This is a healthy change in your love life. This is movement. So I just feel like the sign of Virgo is down. You're feeling, you know, really hurt or devastated, maybe because somebody left the relationship, but I see them returning here. This is, you know, a relationship you thought was dead is resurfacing. There's a positive change. Something is brewing with the Wheel of Fortune. Something is shifting around your love life, especially for those where there's either a breakup or there was talk of a breakup. Okay, then here, I mean, you've got the Three of Swords there, and then the Four of Swords here, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So, I mean, love is here. I mean, I just feel like somebody needs to hear that. Love is here for you. This is an opportunity for you. Wasn't the Ace of Cups? I think it was. I think, yeah. I mean, look at this. These two cards, it was from the other deck, I think. This card. These two cards were at the bottom of the deck. I showed them to you. And now there's, you know, lined up together. Where there was heartache and a breakup, there's going to be a new beginning. They're lined up here. Perhaps somebody needs some time to figure things out. You have the Four of Swords. This is someone that needs some space because they need to figure out what they're feeling. They need to figure out what to do. You do have the Five of Swords over here, which means that, you know, somebody could have made a hasty decision, maybe in leaving the relationship. The Three of Swords. The Five of Swords, this is sabotage. You don't know, but, I mean, I feel like this is your partner. Your partner may not have understood that they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot by maybe walking away from you, walking away from the relationship. The Five of Swords is, you know, it's just sabotage. It's making a decision that you're going to regret. And, I mean, just look at this. Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords. All the swords are really difficult energy. And I feel like there's something really difficult, something really tricky that's going on with the sign of Virgo. There's something really tricky. And I feel like for some of you, this is your partner. Like maybe your, you know, your ex, somebody that broke up with you, needing some space to figure things out, to decide how they feel about you. Love is here, but I feel like also you've got to be careful with decisions. Maybe you're the one making a decision. The Five of Swords is making the wrong decision and then looking back in hindsight and wishing you had never done that. I did hear heck no when I was shuffling the cards. Hard to say what that means for thousands of Virgos that are going to watch this. It could be that heck no, I'm not going to take that person back. Or you may want to rethink that, because that could be the worst thing that you ever did, is letting them go. You do have here, the main energy, the Two of Wands. So it could just be that your love life right now is kind of on hold while somebody figures something out. Figures out how they feel about you. Okay, let's get a few more cards to see if there's any more insight into this. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for September? Temperance. Messages for the sign of Virgo. The Hangman. Messages for the sign of Virgo. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so you're being told here to be patient. You've got Temperance and the Hangman, both of them major arcanas. Be patient, because as I've said, someone is doing a lot of thinking. That's why the main energy is there's going to be a delay here. You're going to have to wait. Somebody's trying to figure things out. Right now, everything's up in the air. Somebody's possibly resisting the change they know is coming. Be patient. Don't try to push things. Things right now, they're in limbo. I mean, my goodness, you have the Hangman and the Two of Pentacles. These are the ultimate cards of your love life just kind of being like up in the air. And it just seems like you're waiting on something. You're waiting on something. Something is keeping your love life from being like stabilized. There's a lot of work to do here with the Eight of Pentacles so that you can feel good about where you are in your love life. Now, as I said that, I feel like that takes me back to the first card. Perhaps in order for your partner or you, for you to feel good about what's going on in your love life, you may have to just be open to change. Be open to other possibilities. With the Four of Pentacles, you're just completely closed off. Like, I'm just going to stay right here in my safe place, and I'm not budging. I'm not moving. That's keeping you in this place of just instability. You've got to feel good about everything in your life, in your love life, because it seems here somebody is completely closed off with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, let's get some cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for September? We've got the Hermit. Messages for the sign of Virgo for September. The Five of Cups. Five of Swords again. What's the most important message that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for September? Magician. Take control. Stop the waiting. Here we go. Stop the waiting. Like, this is about you taking control. This is about you taking action. Your love life is going to be what you make of it. So if you're waiting, for those of you where maybe this, this breakup is up to you, whether you're going to reach out to someone or you're going to forgive someone. Because sometimes people get a private reading and they ask me, should I forgive someone? Well, the answer is always like you're creating your own reality. You know the answer. Only you can decide that. That's what the Magician is telling you. When it comes to your love life, you hold all the cards. You decide what's going to happen. But be careful around your decisions. So these three cards here, I mean, this one really stands out because it's a repeat card. Five of Swords, Five of Swords. And for any sign to have the Five of Swords as a repeat card, you got to be careful around decisions. Again, you could make a decision that you'll regret, which, it could be that you don't take somebody back, that you don't forgive someone. Of course, it can be, again, this is a general reading. It could be that you take someone back who was a repeated cheater, constantly cheated, lied, or there was physical abuse. Be careful. I mean, the Five of Swords is a word of caution, but it could also just be sabotage. Like, don't sabotage your own love life because you're wanting to keep everything the same out of fear. Just caution with the Five of Swords. 2 times, repeat card. You've also got here, just looking at these 3 cards, you've got the Hermit. You need to do some deep soul searching, Virgo. I mean, the Hermit, this is saying, like, really take some time to see the truth of what's going on in your love life. Take some time, because there's a lot of unhappiness here. The Five of Cups is sadness. This is tears, disappointment. Just, like, why is my love life what it is? Maybe it's time to see what the answer to that really is. Because, I mean, you have all the power here. This is doing a lot of soul searching. And it could be, that this is what's going on with your partner. That maybe they're looking at, their life. Maybe they feel really miserable now. The Hermit is just someone doing a lot of thinking and soul searching, needing time to see the truth. There is some deep unhappiness here, and it could be that someone is regretting letting you go. I mean, with the Three of Swords, it's all very synchronistic. Three of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Swords 2 times. There's a lot of difficult energy around the sign of Virgo for September. I just feel like, you know, in general here, these 3 cards, someone's doing a lot of thinking about perhaps leaving the relationship, about maybe even betraying you. Maybe they feel like they made a bad decision with the Five of Swords being here 2 times. What I'm going to do now is we're going to look at just exes with this deck here. And this can be someone that where you recently broke up. It can be months, weeks, it can even be years. Show me the energies around Virgo and their ex. Show me the energies around Virgo and their ex. Virgo and their ex. Okay, a card jump for you here. Virgo and their ex. Show me the energies around Virgo and their ex. Okay, another card jump for you here. Virgo and their ex. Virgo and their ex. Virgo and their ex. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. I'm going to keep them here in case something repeats itself. Sometimes they do. Usually when they repeat themselves, I mean, that's usually very, very significant for you. Just like the Three of Swords. That card was at the bottom of the deck. That's why I wanted to show it to you. And then it was right at the center of the reading. So I feel like something's going on with the sign of Virgo where you're just feeling really unhappy, or there was, you know, a breakup. Now the cards that jump for you, for those wanting to know about an ex, is the Nine of Swords and the Seven of Cups. So, you know, I feel like what they're, you know, the message that's going on here is that there's a lot of worry and a lot of confusion. I feel like your ex is, I mean, that's probably why you had the Hermit. Your ex is doing I mean, here it is. Your ex is doing a lot of thinking. And there's a lot of anxiety about this and a lot of confusion. Like, what should I do? Maybe that's why you had the Five of Swords 2 times. Like, that is an energy of like, I messed everything up. Now what? I sabotaged. I ruined everything. There's a lot of worry and a lot of confusion. A lot of emotion. Okay, so let me actually pull the cards. These were just jumping cards, and I'm gonna put them back. Show me the energies around Virgo and their ex. The Sun, Virgo, and their ex. There's a Three of Swords again. Wow. Messages for Virgo and their ex. The Chariot. The Seven of Wands. King of Pentacles. The Wheel. Okay. So, what I see here, I mean, loud message here, the Three of Swords, kind of appearing in a strange way 3 times now. So I feel like, you know, many Virgos, you probably are, you know, dealing with a breakup, whether this just happened or, you know, it's still affecting you. There's a breakup there with the Three of Swords, or movement towards a divorce. But look at the cards that are surrounding it. It's surrounded by 2 major arcanas. So the major arcanas are stronger than the energy of the Three of Swords. You've got the Sun, which is the most positive card in the deck, which guarantees a positive outcome. There will be happiness. There will be success, even if there was a breakup. And then on the other side, you've got the Chariot, which means there will be movement. This is a significant card of movement in a relationship. And again, we are looking at a spread of people who are no longer in your life. So, I mean, that top row there, that is a crystal clear message that even though somebody left your life, broke up with you, is talking of breaking up, or is talking of divorce, something will change with the Sun being here, because this is happiness. This is positive energy. And the Chariot, this is you overcoming any obstacles that maybe have been tearing you apart as a couple. This is movement. Your relationship will continue to grow, or your marriage will continue. You are here as an earth sign. Of course, this can be your ex if they're also an earth sign. What you've got here is that, there's a need to confront. You've got the Seven of Wands, which is a confrontational energy. There's a need for you to be firm. And I feel like for most of you, this is about you. There's a need for you to be firm, perhaps with your ex. And maybe really, understanding what's going on with them. Because, I feel like they're doing a lot of thinking. The Hermit came up. And what was the other? The Five of Cups came up. And the Five of Swords 2 times. It just seems like there's a lot of thinking that's going on for the sign of Virgo. Here's the Five of Swords that came up 2 times as a repeat card. Again, unwise decisions. Perhaps someone broke up with you and they just kind of jumped the gun and now they think that you won't forgive them. There's a need for you to be firm when it comes to your ex. There is a significant change here. You have the Wheel, which is, again, it's guaranteeing that you will continue to grow. The relationship will continue. The Wheel is positive change. But another huge synchronicity that I see in just this little spread here is that you've got the Chariot and the Wheel. Both of these cards represent movement. So again, we're looking at a spread for those of you that are no longer with a person. Either they broke up with you or you broke up with them. I still see movement there. There's definitely movement, but you do have to be firm with them. You do have to speak your mind. Remember that one of the jumping cards when we first started this reading was the Page of Cups. You gotta tell your ex what's in your heart. You do have to be patient because it just seems like there's a lot of thinking here and maybe even regret. But there's a strong message of a positive outcome coming of this. I don't feel like for many of you, again, this is a general reading for thousands of people, but I can see that Virgo's hurting, but you have a very positive energy there. I feel like things will turn around. Like your partner could change their mind. They may have made a bad decision and bad timing. They may have felt that this was the only thing they could do. They regret it. This is a regret card, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Swords is also a bad decision. I feel like for many of you, you will be reconnecting with that person that maybe broke your heart. Okay, Virgo, this has been your love reading for September 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.